Remember, knowledge, it ain't free. You got to pay attention.
Hey, Sure Bet Coffee. Put that giddy up in your cup. That giddy up in your cup. Sure Bet Coffee.
The legend himself, Frankie Dettori. Ciao, Frankie. Tutto a posto.
Tutto a posto. Yes, that's a good start. So you haven't lost your Italian.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, presented by Am Wager.
Tracking trips at Past the Wire. There is no better time than now to join and ride with this clan. We'll be your second set of expert trained eyes. We ain't gonna buy you a fish. Sure, we'll give you some, but more importantly, we'll show you how to fish and make you a better better. CAWs, sharks in the water, no problem. We'll go against anybody, and we have the track record to prove it. Big days, big pools, and select days all year long. Well, I'll play them all. Looking for an ace? You're in the right place. Want to find that diamond? Be with us. Want to know more? Just ask a member or visit us at pastthewire.com and check out the Tracking Trips page. Nobody does it better.
Welcome, everyone, to another show. Last week, welcome, everyone. This show last week we did very well, and we hit the pick five. Of course, it didn't pay much. I mean, we had a lot of scratches last week, but it ended up my ticket went down to a 30. I think it was a $36 ticket, and we still hit it. So hey, a win's a win. But we hit a lot of exactas and some tries in there, mainly exactas and some win bets. Hey, some of the even though it was a lot of chalk, you know what? I'll take a lot of 580, 560, winners, and more than double my money every time I put it to win. That's the way you do it. So hopefully this week we're going to go in there and we're going to try to hit this out of the park again. Now we got a lot of big races going on this weekend. I got some horses that I'm looking at a lot of different tracks. We got the Pegasus, of course, at Gulfstream. That race, we got not just the Pegasus, but we got a lot of stakes races at Gulfstream. So everyone's going to be doing that show. John and Gio later on will be doing a show about that. I'm going to do the show at Oaklawn because we have another Derby prep race, the Southwest, and plus we have another race for the Oaks prep too, also in there. So I'm going to do Oaklawn. I'm going to do the middle pick five, which is the all stakes pick five. We're going to try there. And plus I'm looking at some horses at Santa Anita also. So before I get started, I do want to thank Race Lens for all their tools that they help us here at the show. And if you have any questions about anything, I have some people, send me questions about, buying horses. I even had some about ticket structure. We could do all that type of stuff. I'll send you an email back and give you my thoughts. If you need any help about claiming a horse, buying a horse, or going to one of these sales like this, right here, we could go and hit that, and I could help you out with that. So all you have to do is hit that, click on to Charles at pastthewire.com and send me an email, and I'll answer you back. And make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below and hit the little bell there, and you'll get every alert for all our shows, all my shows, some of John's shows, and even Geo shows. And you'll get every one of them. You'll never miss one show. And, with the Derby coming up, definitely you want to get all the information that you could get. So we're going to dive into this pick five. We're going to go into the all stakes pick five at Oaklawn, which is the starts at the 6th race, and it will go through the 10th. And I do believe they have 12 races there. But anyway, it's an all stakes one. And we're going to start here at in the ninth race. It's the Martha Washington's for fillies, 3-year-olds. They're all going to go out there. They're going to go 1 mile and a 16 for these fillies. So this is going to be an interesting race. So let's dive into this and see what we got. We'll start with the one horse. The one horse. This horse is, you look at the last time out, at Churchill Downs, ran really nice. Finished second, got a little tired at the end. Went 3 wide. If you really watched that race, she really did a lot of work, and she did a really good job in that race. So I'm not going to toss that race. And even the one before, she did really well at Keeneland, and Luis Saez was aboard then. She's going with her 3rd different jockey in the last 3 races. We're going Santana's aboard, which is fine. Santana's an excellent rider. Don't look at Ortiz. Alex Ortiz, the trainer's last 30 races is 0%. He's way better trainer than that number. So I'm going to toss that part out on this form part. This horse projected ratings are going to be early as 80, 81, and then 93. I see this horse being a contender. It's a small field with 6 horses. So, we got to get it all done right. I think this horse is a major contender. I think this horse could do something for the win spot. So I think you should not turn your head on this horse. I think it's one of those you better not put her on a ticket. The 2. Now Steve's got on this horse, and of course he's got his son on there, Keith. This horse has ran good in the mud on a smaller stakes race. Horse ran 3rd overall, pretty much even. If you watch the race, the horse just kind of like flattened out at the end of that race. Didn't get much more at that. The time before that in the small stakes also kind of ran pretty even overall. Eric was riding it. Now his brother Keith is going to be riding it. For me, this horse is going to be one of your early pressure type of horses. Look at the projected rating, 81, 78, and 73. This horse, in my opinion, really needs to pick it up. This is unusual for Steve Asmussen's horses. Needs to really pick it up the pace. For me, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to worry about this horse Saturday, excuse me. And I'm just going to take a pass on her. The 3. Here's a horse that broke its maiden, looked good doing it, pulled away, did everything right in the race. First time was on Lasix, so now it's taking Lasix back off. So she did run good without Lasix, finished 2nd. So Julian Leparoux is going to be riding again for McPeak. They get about 17% wins. This horse, I think it's going in the right direction. Julian Leparoux is super hot. I mean, he's got 38% wins. His ROI is a plus 124% on your return on your investment. That's really, really good. The horse won last time as the favorite. Yes, that's a really good angle. Do I think this horse is a major player? I don't know if it's a major player, but then again, this is a short field. She just broke her maiden. Is she just going to keep on improving? Is the big question for me. I think she's more on the bottom side of the exotics for me. For this bottom side of tries and supers. Well, you're not going to be able to do a super in a six horse field, but tries are definitely I'd put on the bottom side. So I'm going to say no on the win side, but definitely throw it in there for some exotics. The 4, her laugh. Basically, look, this last time, the first time when she broke her maiden, she did everything right. She sat really close. She put her head out in front, did an excellent job. Then next time they stretched her out from 6 furlongs to 1 mile and 70 yards. Yes, it was a small stakes race, 100,000. But look at this, how she did it. She just cruised. She cruised at the whole race. And if you really look at that race and watch it, she had her way. Basically, she did what she wanted to do. When she got clear, she just pulled away late. Beckman. he's, winning at 25%, really good. Alex in the last 30 days, he's winning at 13%. So I say look out for this horse. I think this is one of your top horses to look out for with the one. So I believe this horse is one of the plays of the day here, that in this race, I should say, actually. So don't turn your head on this horse. I think this Practical Joke filly is got a lot of talent. Look at this projected ratings, 81, 82, and 95. So every race, she keeps on getting better and better going down the stretch. And like I said, look at those races. Look at the videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. She just was doing everything right, and then right at the end, she just started pulling away with ease, and then they shut her down at the last bit of the race. They just shut her down, save her from the next race. So I think she's a major player. The 5. All right, Kinnaman Peaks got another horse in here, and this horse I think is the better one of the two. The horse broke its maiden at going a mile and 16th, which is extremely hard to do. The first time out, winning at a mile and 16th. Probably the hardest race for a horse to win at first time out is a mile. And then after that, I would say 7. And then the third one would be a mile 16. So I think in that order would be how the toughness goes for the first time out. McPeak's got this horse running right. I mean, this horse ran really good. This horse is going to be super, super tough in this race. Flew at the end. Projected rating is 80, 78, kind of resting there in the middle. And then 94 should be flying there at the end. So, and with one race to go, we can't get much of a read on this horse. I think this horse will be either your leader or a pressure type horse. This horse will be sitting super close. I personally think it's a 3-horse race out of the 6. Unfortunately, I can't just pick one of these because I think they all look excellent on the form, and they all should improve actually. So I think she's a major player. Now the 6, the horse has got some speed. Went last time a mile 16th, won, broke its maiden. The time before that a mile. And like I said, this horse's first time out ever running was 7.5 furlongs. What a tough race to be in. On the turf, and this horse ran very good, very even third all the way around for the whole track. So does this horse have talent? You betcha this horse does. I wouldn't mind having this horse in my barn. I think this horse needs to develop a little bit more probably. But with that all being said, definitely got some talent. We'll be out there winging it probably most likely. And so maybe tag her for a later date here. And let's see how she comes out of this race and how she does. So there we have that race, which is the 9th race, how I see it. And we went over that. Basically, now let's see what Race Lens, how they project the race is going to turn out. And I also will give you my numbers for that track. Okay, first things first. Let's go and see my numbers, my factor numbers. I got speed as 5, and then I got class, form, and distance all at 4, and then I got jockey, trainer, both at 3, and then I got pace at 5, and then trainer at 4, and then everything else, track angles and track additions, all at 3. And this is how they see it. They see early going, they're all going to be going at it, which kind of like they all have that kind of speed to stay super close. Now, when it hits the middle of the race, they still say it's pretty tight, except for the 2 and 5 are going to be dropped back a little bit. I actually see that a little bit. I see the 5 dropping back just a little bit. I do see all 4 of those horses up there front. But at the end, they have it 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. Well, I have it 4, 1, 5, 3. So I think the 4 is going to do a little bit better than what they say. They have the 1 at 33%, 3 at 26, the 5 at 16, 2 at 15, and then they have the 4 at 6. I think the 4 has a shot at being up here with these other ones, especially with the 1 and the 5. Let's see the true odds here. So we're not going to get much of anything of true odds, of great odds on this race. We're not going to get a long shot unless you have the 6, most likely, or the 2. You'll get odds with them, but everybody else is not going to be much. The 2 is supposed to be 5-1, and there's 10-1 morning line. That's a little value there. The 3, 5-2, 3-1. I think we're going to get right around that. And then same thing with the 5, 5-1, and you get 8-1. I think you're going to get closer to 5-1, probably even closer to 3-1, maybe. So we'll see how that turns out. I think the 4 will be the favorite, right around 2, possibly 3-1. I think there's going to be 3 horses that are going to take the money, and that's my 3 horses, the 4, 1, 5, in that order. So let's see how that all turns out. So now let's get on to the next race, which would be the Southwest. Now, this is going to be a tough race, but I came up with a couple of horses I really think are standouts. And here we go. All right. Horse number 1. First of all, you got to love this type of horse. This horse has got a lot of speed. Very, very dangerous. Baffert transfers this horse out, to Oaklawn, and they're in Arkansas. And look, this horse has got tons and tons of talent. And everyone take note with this horse gaining, okay? If this horse runs very well, it doesn't have to win, but if it runs very well, there's a horse going Saturday in a maiden race that this horse and that horse worked out together, and they were very tight, okay? So this horse, if it does well, that means the other horse is just as ready as this one. Hernandez is aboard. Juan Hernandez is aboard. This horse has the speed, probably be your most likely pressure, probably even your leader, maybe. Don't underestimate this horse's speed. And 98, 96, and then 88 at the end. I don't think the slowing down a little bit at the end is going to hurt this horse. If anything, this horse is going to be the one to catch. Look out. Here's all these angles. Beaten favorite, jockey switch. Horse lost last race. Positive jockey change. Trainer Baffert ships into grade stakes, which is a high percentage of wins. 3rd race after a layoff, which I love that angle. So look for improvements. So this horse has got a lot of things going for him. And I would definitely watch this horse. I mean, watch this horse to be one of the top horses to beat. And I think this is a major, major player in this race. Baffert and Juan Hernandez, they hook up for 37% of the time. Wins. Excellent number there. So look out. That's all I can say. On to the next. The 2 horse here. Now, here's a horse that's actually a maiden. Steve puts him in this race. I won't guess it. Re-guess what he's doing here. I think he thinks this horse has got a lot of talent. Matter of fact, I know he thinks that because this horse has been sitting right there, third, second, and then he puts him in a stakes race. Why not try it? I guess that's how his thought process is on here. He does have his son, Eric, aboard. The early pace is going to be here for this horse, 85, 84, 100. So this horse is going to be sitting back a little bit further than I think this horse is used to. Now, as long as Steve has got this horse fine-tuned to make a nice big run, which at 100, they're estimating that pace to be for this horse could be very dangerous down the lane. Is this horse a major player? Well, for me, I'm going to say not a major, but this horse is definitely for the exotics on the tries and possibly supers. Here's the race lens angles up close, drop back evenly. Still get a good, nice score for that. 3rd race after a layoff. Like I said, I really love that type of angle. And they say the running style is come from behind, which this horse doesn't really usually come back far behind. So this horse will be sitting a little bit closer than probably what they're thinking has come from behind. So I will definitely say that this horse is one of those that will pick up a piece of the pie, especially for exotics. The 3 here. Last Done everything right the last 2 times, won both times, broke its maiden, won an optional claimer, did one there. Now this horse is really stepping up. My question is this horse ready for this level? I can't blame him for taking a chance because this horse has already won 2 races in a row, done what it's asked, everything you've asked of it, done it, broke its maiden at a 24-1 odds, and then came back and won again at 2-1. I mean, gotta like that. But personally, by looking at these times and everything, excuse me, I do believe that this horse will have to pick up the pace a little bit. And let's look at the race lens angle. They said the running style is come from behind. He should be a pressure horse. He's going to be sort of like the 2. I think they're going to sit right where they around 4th or 5th. And let's see what they do. But for me, I'm going to take a pass on this horse. And we'll see it on another day and see how this horse comes out of this race. The 4. Steve's other horse with his other son riding here. Broke its maiden in allowance race. Okay. At Kentucky Downs. Let me tell you something about Kentucky Downs. It's either you love it or you hate it. This horse didn't just win the first time out there on August the 29th. He came back and won September the 8th, going further, even a mile, which is even tougher. This horse ran super tough. And remember, I always said, anybody that comes within 3 lengths of a winner coming from Kentucky Downs and their very next race usually does not win. Well, the horse did not win. Did finish second, though. Very impressive. So this horse has tons of talent. I do like this horse, and I'm torn between the 2 horses of Steve's. So this one is definitely another one that's for the exotics, the bottom side for trifectas. I'm really torn between the 2 who would finish ahead of the other one. This one might finish ahead of the other one, but there's something telling me about the other one. It's just been knocking on the door and it's ready to explode. So this horse is definitely a player, but more for the bottom side of exotics, in my opinion. The 5 here. Broke its maiden at mile 16th. First time out ran a 7 furlongs. I tell you, that's one of the toughest races to go out there. Finished second. And then kind of threw in a clunker in the first time in Graded Stakes, which is okay. It's all right. And then comes back in the Gun Runner and finished 3rd. And, you know, this horse didn't do too bad. Built won that race. Built finished second in the last stakes race last weekend. So, look, Kenny McPeak, blinkers are on this horse for the first time. We all know that he definitely knows what he's doing there. Adding the blinkers makes him very scary. For me, I want to see another race or 2 from him. I want to see him pick up the pace a little bit. But with the blinkers on, that's what you're going to most likely get. He's going to sit a little bit closer to that pace. But I'm going to still think there's a couple others in here that are definitely a little bit better right now than him. The 6, broke its maiden at 7 furlongs. Tough race to break it at. And then you go to mile. Didn't do so well in his graded 3. Comes back in another graded 3. Going to mile 16. Did a little bit better. Still didn't knock it out of the park. Drops into allowance race and wins. So Mark Casey's trying again in a stakes race here. It's a grade 3, of course. Here's the racing lens angle. The horse won last time as a favorite. And of course, the running styles come from behind. This one will be coming from the clouds a little bit more. 85, 88, and then a 110 flying in the lane. So this one will be flying there at the end, and especially in my opinion, the same. This horse will be going. Remember, Torres was riding Steve's horses, especially the 4, excuse me. And he's choosing this horse, I believe. So it says a little bit something here, but for me, I'm going to take a pass on this horse. I think this horse needs to step it up a little bit more. So I'm going to wait and see what this horse can do. the 7, excuse me. First time out, 6 furlongs. He really dueled it. I mean, they went head and head. If you watch that race, go back and watch that race at Keeneland. He got beat up in that race. I mean, they were going pretty good fractions overall. And he just, first time out, I think he learned a lot in that race. Finished third, didn't disgrace. And next time out, boy, what a different horse. Big time. Huge difference in this horse from the first time to the last time. Especially I watched that race a couple of times in the Churchill. Went almost wire to wire, but pulled away. So nice. And even at the end, Florent Giroux just wrapped this horse up, saved him, tried not to let him use any more energy, and he still won by 10 and a half. So Brad Cox has got himself a really big monster here. Is this your leader in the race? Maybe, but if not, I think this horse can rate. I think this horse can sit right there, perfect, second or third. And you got Pratt aboard. Unbelievable. Pratt's aboard on this horse. And let me tell you something else about Pratt at Oaklawn on Saturday. Pratt's going to have a huge day. Huge. I will not be shocked if he wins 6 races at all. I will not be shocked. So look at all his mounts, every mount that he has. They're all contenders. If not, they're either one of my top 2 picks, most of them. He has very, very live horses on Saturday, so don't let him squeak by you and you go, how did he win 5 or 6 races? How did he do that? And I was only on 1. Get on all of them as much as you can, especially if you look at that race and you really believe yourself personally he's on the best horse. Do it. And I think he's on the best horse in this race. I think it's between this horse and the one. I think it's a 2-horse race in this race. And remember, you got Gamey from Baffert. I think it's a 2-horse race. I think this one's your leader. I think the 7's going to be sitting second. And I personally think it's going to come down to the last, half a furlong. And I do, in my own opinion, I do believe the 7 will get the edge, but I'm not going to live on the difference, basically. I think if we're talking about a head or so, that's how I'm projecting this race myself personally. But I think it's a 2-horse race in my opinion. Now, let's go and see what Racelands, see how they see this race panning out in the Southwest. All right, in the early beginning, 1-7-2-10, 1-7-10, and possibly even the 8 being real close. But, I think the 7-10 and the 1 are all the ones going to be up there. Personally, I think in the middle of the race, I think it's going to be the 1 out in front and the 7 sitting second. That's how I personally see it. But it could be this way just as easy. I do believe the 10 and the 8 will be sitting basically fourth. I personally think how at the race ends, they have the 1 winning at 61% and 7 at 21%, 6 at 3 and 8 at 3, and then 2 at 2. I have it 7-1-2-4. I think that 4 come from behind her is going to do some damage at the end, but probably not going to pick up the whole piece of pie. That's a Steve's horse. But I think it's the flip on this 1-7, but you know what? You got to do, I think it's a 2-horse race, and make sure you play that exacta one way or another. I mean, it's going to be a small exacta, so you pick one and put it on top of the other, in my opinion. But when you're playing a pick 5, pick 6, whatnot, I would think different. I would probably check it all out on that aspect. All right, then. I forgot to do my chart. I do believe I forgot to do my chart. Let me double check here. I believe I forgot to do my chart. Yeah, I forgot to do my chart, I believe. My pick 5. So I'm going to tell you who I have in my pick 5. And sorry about that. And then I'll go slow, and then we'll see what we got there. So basically, I have in the 6th race. Let's see here. Let's go into the race itself. Let's do this another way. I'll show you the horses that I like, okay? since I kind of screwed up and didn't do my usual chart. So what we'll do is, I'll do it this way. We'll do it another way today. In the 6th race, on my pick 5, I'm going 3 horses, 1, 3, 2, 5. So there's your 1. Last time out, finished 2nd. Time before that, finished 1st. The 3 is my 2nd pick. Finished 1st last time out. And then the 2 is my 3rd pick. So that's those 3 are going to be in my pick 5. And then when it comes to the 7th race, I like 4 horses. I'm going to put 4 horses in my pick 5. So I'm going to go with the 8. Let's go down to the 8, and I'll show you the 8 there. Liberal Arts, and look who's riding, Pratt. The 3 is my 2nd choice. And 1 horse won last time out. Julian Leperoux is aboard. The 5, Wayne Stewart, Michael Maker, Juan Hernandez. And then the 7, a horse that won last time, Bejarano, is going to stay on this horse. So I'm going 8, 3, 5, 7 in my 2nd leg of the pick 5. So far, leg 1, I go 1, 3, 2. 2nd leg is 8, 3, 5, 7. So then now let's go to race number 8. This is where I'm opening up. I think this is the most wide open race there is in this all stakes pick 5. And I'm going 5 horses deep in this one. So we're going to start with the 8 horse for me. That's my number 1 pick in this race. Last couple times this horse has been knocking on the door, so look out. So the 8 on that is my number 1 pick. Then the 9 is my 2nd choice. This horse last time out didn't do too good, but the times before that did really good. This horse is going to be knocking right there. Look who's riding, Pratt. That's my 2nd choice here on the 9. And then the 6 is my 3rd choice in this race. Been knocking right there on the door, been improving in every race. Bejarano is still aboard. And then the 7 is my 4th pick in this race for the pick 5. Last time this horse won last time out. Julian Leperoux is aboard, and look at those nice odds, 12-1. We're throwing that in there for some odds also. And then my last pick in this race is the 12. Let me find, get it, come on. Let me find that 12. There it is. And look at last time, it's got some speed. The speed of this race, one of the speed of the race. Horse is 20-1. So look out on the outside. Juan Hernandez riding for Steve. That's definitely another long shot in there. So in the 3rd leg, I'm going 8, 9, 6, 7, 12. Let's go in the 9th race. We handicapped this race, and this is how I'm going to see it. I'm going to do 3 horses in this race. I'm going 4. We've already talked about it. This is my number 1 pick. Look out, her laugh. And then the 1, quite side. And then that's my 2nd pick. And then we got the 5 here. And one of McPeak's horses in this race as my 3rd pick. I'm going to take all 3 horses, so I'm taking 4, 1, 5 in the 4th leg of my pick 5. And then race number 10. In this race, I'm only going to take 2 horses, and I think you already know who I'm taking. I'm taking the 7 and 1. So here's your 1, my 2nd pick, Baffert's horse, and then the 7, Cox with Pratt aboard on that one. So I'm going to recap my pick 5 one more time and give you the numbers. I'm sorry, once again, I did not put the chart up so you could constantly look at it. I'm going in race number 6, the 1st leg, 1, 3, 2. 2nd leg, race 7, 8, 3, 5, 7. The 8th race, 3rd leg, I'm going 8, 9, 6, 7, 12. The ninth race, the 4th leg, 4, 1, 5. And then the final 5th leg, the 10th race, 7, 1. So there's my pick 5. Let's go out there and hit that. So now, before we go, I want to say a couple more things. Pegasus. All right. I didn't have time to do every track. I'm not going to do every track. But if you guys all want my full picks for Gulfstream or at Santa Anita, or even the rest of this track here at Oaklawn of the early races and late races, once again, shoot me an email at charles@passthewire and ask me which one you want, and I will send you those picks. But at Pegasus, I'm going to give you how I believe this race is going to go. Once again, this is personally think it's wide open. White Barrio is going to be your favorite, I do believe, and maybe Saudi Crown or let me see, possibly Locked might be your second favorite, but I don't think we're going to get a huge favorite. Okay, so with that being said, I like a horse in here. Actually, I like 2 horses more so than the others. I got an exacta I know I'm going to play for a fact. And my number 1 pick in this race in the Pegasus is Stronghold. I think Antonio, coming in from California, Phil D'Amato, trains this horse. Last time out in the Malibu, this horse ran really well. Not really for that type of race, 7 furlongs. I think that was a nice prep for this horse for this race. Got this horse where it should be. I think this horse is sitting on a huge race. But I do have to admit, it's extremely close race. So I do like Stronghold on top. My second pick, which is going to be with my exacta, no matter what, these 2 are my exacta, is Locked. I think Locked is another horse sitting on another nice race here. You got Pletcher, you got Velasquez. Nice combo. The horse won last time, did a really good job there at the Cigar Mile in December. The horse is going to be very tough to beat, very tough. And in this type of race, we could actually probably say that for half the field, probably, right? But those are my top 2 picks in the race. My third pick will be White Barrio. I had a tough time with White Barrio here. I think the horse is going to do very good. Probably deserving to be the favorite, maybe. I got this horse finishing 3rd. IRAD's aboard. You got Safi Joseph, great trainer down there, knows this track. Very tough. Here's where I have a little bit of a problem who's going to be 4th. I was going with Krupi. I was thinking about Skippy Long, Stonking, and then Saudi Crown. I finally ended up with Saudi Crown as my 4th choice to pick up the final part of a try. So the bottom side of a try and stuff, exotics. So that's how I see it. So those are my top 4 horses in there. Is once again Stronghold, Locked, White Barrio, and Saudi Crown in that race. But there's tons of other great races that day, and it's a really tough card. But if you come out with the right ones, you're going to get some prices. The pick 5 should pay really nice. Hey, the pick 6 should pay very nice. So if you're out there and you want to do something like you're doing something like that, check it all out. Send me an email. We'll try to hit it too, also. So once again, let's go out there and get some winners. Until next week, see ya.
Cyberknife was a very talented horse from day 1. Fast horse, able to carry it around 2 turns. Looks a tremendous amount like Gun Runner, same ability and talent. Holds the track record in the Haskell. He won it in impressive fashion, beating a very good group of horses.
His name is
Excited about him passing on his durability, his soundness, and his talent. He could definitely be a breed-shaping stallion.
World of Kingdom Nutrition, your #1 source for healthy horses and fast finishes. Make sure your horses stay strong and healthy with the balanced mineral profile of Healthy Bones. This veterinarian recommended supplement helps foals, weanlings, and yearlings grow and develop. Healthy Bones also helps speed up recovery so your horses stay in training longer and race more often. Our 100% all-natural Appetite supplement helps relieve sensitive stomachs so that your horses can eat up and get faster on the track. Kingdom Nutrition. We stand by our products with a 100% money-back guarantee. Call Justin today because Kingdom Nutrition makes healthy horses and fast finishes. Welcome to Past the Wire TV, your #1 source for horse racing news and interviews, handicapping analysis, betting insights, and more. Past the Wire TV covers the biggest races at the best tracks.
Garnet and Luis Saez to win the Belmonte Stakes at Saratoga. The Grey Wizard is absolutely flying. Champagne won. The Grey Wizard. Oh, it's very close. Leave it to the judge.
Like, share, and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.